welcome back to Kanji. Yeah, boo. We're studying Kanji again today. We got 12 more Kanji coming at you. Um, as always, head over to gshow.org to check out how you're supposed to write each kanji. I do not cover the actual writing of it, though I do the writing practice. So head over there if you need to figure out how to write any particular kanji. Hopefully, if you've been studying for a while, it's kind of starting to come kind of naturally. Um, but good luck. And let's go ahead and get started. Our first kanji for today is tochu. Tochu desu. Tochu means on the way or en route. It can also mean in the middle of or midway. Chu is middle or center. And this first kanji is going to be our new one for today, or one of many new ones for today. Onyomi, or original Japanese reading, is to, which means route, way, or road. Radicals for this one are too much of a surplus. Too much or a surplus in the middle of the movement radical on this left side is movement. So too much movement is done on a road or a route. So in the middle of your route is on the way. Middle of a route. How this works, in case the first time you're tuning in, is I'll go over each kanji, hopefully in the radicals and what they mean. Sometimes the radicals don't mean anything, in which case kind of gotta rote memorize it and try and write it down a few times. But if the radicals do have meaning, I'll explain them, and hopefully they'll have some connection to what the word actually means. Like in this case, too much of movement is kind of a road. I can see how that would mean. And then I'm going to write them down 10 times each for myself, and I suggest you write them down 10 times each on your own as well, while I recite the readings and meanings, just so that I can kind of get a rote memorization started for each kanji. So this one's tochu no to. To is the part of the word that is the new kanji. To is a route, a way, or a road, and being on the road middle is being on the way or en route. Tochu. Number 2. Number 2 is tetsudao. There's a lot of kanji and vocabulary words that you'll hear, especially in these N4 and N5s lists. This is the N4 JLPT list for the official Japanese language proficiency test. But you kind of get a sense that anime uses a lot of simple words if they can, since it is made for kids for the most part. And this is one of those words that you hear a lot in anime, just because people are often needing help. So this one means to help, to assist, aid. And you'll hear this in anime a lot because it'll be like, Tetsudatte kudasai, or Tetsudai nasai, or help him out, you know? He's literally dying to Frieza or somebody. Be a factor. Tetsudao. We've already studied both of these kanji, so I'm not going to go over them. If you want to go over them, please look them up on your own, or go back to one of my previous lessons. Or if you go back to my lessons from the beginning, it's, you know, I'll cover all of them. I literally cover every kanji from N5 to N1. So if you want that, go check that out. Anyway, our first kanji here is te for hand. Kind of looks like a hand. You can get that. And transmit or walk along is the second one. Radicals in this are a person on the left side and to say on the right, as if you're transmitting something to a person. You're saying something to a person is transmitting it to them. So a hand's transition is to help or to assist, to aid. Tetsudao. Transition your hand over here, please. Usually I write down kanji combinations like this, even if I've studied the kanji a few times, just for review. That's it. Number 3. Number 3 is G10. This is going to be our third kanji that we've learned so far, our third vocabulary word that means a dictionary or a lexicon. We've learned Jibiki. We've learned Jisho. And now we have G10. This first one we've already learned, which is to resign. But it could also mean word, in which case this is what it is. It's a word, which is speaking next to spicy. Tongue? Tongue. Tongue next to spicy, sorry. A word is a spicy tongue. And on the right side we have, this is going to be another new one. This is Onyomi 10, which means a code, a ceremony, a law, or a rule. In this case, the dictionary or lexicon is the word rules, which is a lexicon more than a dictionary, but the word codes are a G10, no 10. Radicals in 10 are to bend, lean, or curve over 8. This is the radical for 8 on the bottom. So when you have bending 8, it's a law, rule, or code. I wonder if this goes back to Chinese book. What's it called? You know, it's got the 8 symbols in it. Like 8 paths, 8 directions on a compass. 8 core directions. So we'll try and think of it that way. Code, ceremony, law is the curving 8 next to a word, which is not... Again, most of the explanations will make sense. Some of them won't. And this is one of those that probably is just not going to make a whole lot of sense, and you'll have to memorize the word wholesale with no help. E10, a dictionary or can be include a law or and no 10. Good a law. And being a dictionary or a G10. Number 4. Number 10 is onsen. An onsen is a hot spring. It could also be a hot spring resort. Hot spring spa. We've got 2 new kanji here today. This guy. Kunyomi for this one is atatakai. For warm. Atatakai means warm. Alternate reading for this one is going to be nuku. And the onyomi is just on, as used in this word. This literally just means warm. Radicals in this one, we have water on the left side with a day and a plate. So if you leave water on a plate during the day, it gets warm. Unless it's, you know, winter. Atatakai. Atatakai desu. Atatakai nuku. Ani on. Onsen no on. Tatakai. Onsen no on. And our second kanji ostensibly has the reading of sen, but the kunyomi is izumi. And our onyomi is sen, thank goodness. Get it in the right katakana. And this means a spring or a fountain. So a warm spring or fountain is an onsen or a hot spring. This one has a literal translation meaning, thank goodness. Spring also means, thankfully, the radicals actually make sense. This is whiteness or white above water. So when water turns white and it's above the water, that's in a spring or a fountain. Onsen no sen, hoka ni izumi. Spring or a fountain. Sen. Sen. Spring or a fountain. Water underneath the white. Oh. White water. Onsen no sen. Together you have warm with on and sen. Onsen is a hot spring, literally. It's a literal translation. Number 5 is shikatanai. This is more of a phrase than a word, I like to think. But it means shikatanai means it can't be helped. It's inevitable. It could also be annoyed. But I like to think of it as there's no way around it, or there's no way about it. The kanji in this one means are shi for doing something or attending to something, and kata for a way of doing that thing. So if there's not a way of doing a thing, shikatanai, it can't be helped. It is inevitable, or you are annoyed. Shikatanai, in the annoyed sense, usually comes from the way you feel about it being inevitable. But we don't hold the Japanese to that. That's all right. Shikatanai. Shikatanai. After all, what language makes perfect sense? Not English. Probably not English. English does not make any sense. Shikatanai. 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 Can't be helped. It's inevitable. No way around it. No way about it. Number 6. Number 6 is nusumu. Nusumu is another new one. Nusumu means to steal. Finally getting around to stealing something. Dorobo is a thief or a robber. And dorobo ga nusunda no wa ore no enpitsu. The thing the thief stole was my pencil. Nusumu. Nusumu means the same thing as this verb means. The onyomi for this one is going to be to. And this is to steal, rob, or pilfer. Radicals in this one are tsugi, which is for next on top of a dish. A next dish is to steal it. Someone stole your next dish. Someone stole your next dish. Maybe this came from eating, and there were too many siblings at the table, and guess what? Somebody's next plate got stolen. 盗む。盗むです。盗む。盗む with next. Above. Oh, my next. Nusuma is to steal. Nusuma. Nusuma hokani to. When I say hokani, that means otherwise, or on the other hand. Nusuma hokani to are the two ways of reading it. Oh. Tsugi wa kisha. That is not the right Keisha. Miss Keisha! Oh, she fucking did. Keisha. Ah. Keisha is a train. Steam. Especially a steam train. Or a long distance train can also be a Keisha. On the left side, we have our new kanji. On the right side is just car or cart. This guy means car or cart, but right here is our new one, which means onyomiki, which is vapor or steam. I'd love to go over the radicals for this one. This is kind of the top of energy or spirit, and this is water on the left side. So it kind of, I can see how it could mean vapor. It's like the spirit of water. Yeah, it's the water spirit, is ki, vapor or steam. That makes sense. Kisha is steam train or a long distance train. Yeah. Water spirit. Steam train. Kisha is a steam train or a long distance train. Kisha. Number 8. Bum 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 ba dum. Ba, ba, ba. All right, the next one is Tanki Daigaku. There it is, Tanki Daigaku. Tanki Daigaku. This is a junior college. Vocationally oriented, usually. Oriented. Daigaku just means college, but we still have two other kanji that are brand new to me here. This guy and this guy. Tanki, Tantoki. Tan has a kunyomi of Mizu. Mijikai. Funny Han is going to be our onyomi. This means short, brevity, fault, effect. Second kanji is... Well, let's do this one first. The radicals for this one are a dart or an arrow on the left side, and on the right side we have beans. A bean, a pea, or a midget. I'm going to call it a bean. So arrow beans are short, brief. We've already learned this one before. Son of a gun. Ijikai. Ijikai, short or brevity. We've already learned that one. So our only new one is going to be this guy here, which is 2 readings. Ki. And also go. Oh, that's not it. Go. Which means a period, time, a date, or a term. So a short-term college is a junior college or a vacationally oriented 2-year college, 2 to 3 year college. Tanki Daigaku. Tanki Daigaku. Short term. Tanki no. So I am going to have to practice studying this ki, which I haven't learned yet. Ki or go. Period, date, time, or term. Radicals in this one are a month on the right side and that on the left. On the left side, this literally means that month. So this is that month, short that month. Short that month college. Okay. Doesn't help. I'm just going to memorize it anyway. Ki or go. Ki or go. A period, a date. That month. Specifically that month and no other month. Ki daigaku no period at and monkey. First 2 to 3 vocationally oriented school. Hanki Daiga. Which is good because we're going to learn another word for vocational school in just a minute. Hanki Daigaku is a 2 or 3 year vocation. 次は専門大学. Which is pretty much the same thing. It's a little bit different, I guess. This literally means a vocational school or a technical school. It really just means the school, the college of a specialty. It's a specialty college. We've already studied senmon, which is like, your major or your specialty or the part that you focus on. So a senmon daigaku is specifically a vocational school for whatever you're already into. Senmon daigaku. So I'm going to write this down a few times. Senmon daigaku. I got the stroke order for sen. Senmon gakko. Ah, sumimasen. It's not senmon daigaku. Senmon. Which just means school. Instead of college, it's school. 専門学校。専門学校。Remember that. 専門学校。専門学校. I'm not speaking loudly enough. Not making it through the mic. I don't like speaking loudly. 専門学校. Ugh. 専門学校. Number 10. Number 10 is hieru. I've already studied this kanji, which is cool or cold, because this kanji, or this word, just means to grow cold, to get chilly, or to cool down. そのビールはまだ冷えたの? Have those beers gotten cold yet? Or are those beers cold yet? 冷える. 冷えるです. To grow cold. This kanji here is made up of water on the left side and order or ancient laws on the right. And I like to think of it as water has when water gets some order to it, it freezes. So that's kind of how I think about hieru. You're going to have to look up the stroke order for this one. The way it's written as a typeset is different from the way you write it with your hand. So look up hieru. Jisho.org. Be sure you check out jisho.org for hieru desu. Number 11. Number 11 is Kuni. Kuni. I've already studied this kanji. It means hurry, emergency, sudden, or heap. And Kuni indicates that you're doing something hurriedly or in a hurried fashion. Kuni fueta. 大雨で川の水が急に増えた. The river swelled rapidly because of the rain. Kyuni. Kyuni is immediately, swiftly, suddenly. Swiftly, suddenly, abruptly, sharply, hurriedly. You get the idea. Kyuni. Our last one for today is going to be Kikai. I've already studied both of these kanjis. Oh, that's not the... There it is, Kikai. Kikai is a chance or an opportunity. I like to think of this. So the kanji here are a mechanism of doing something. And on the right side, we have a meeting. A chance or an opportunity is you know, a time when you can get something started, when you can start doing something, or when something can get off based on your actions. So a kikai is the mechanism's meeting, or the machine's meeting. Um, so that's how I'm gonna think about it. The machine's meeting. Unfortunately, we've already studied these, so I'm not gonna go over all the radicals in that very complicated. But if it helps you think about it, it's the last kanji in hikoki. Complicated mechanism. Hikoki. Hikoki. Oh. Hikoki. Hi. Chance or Ikai. Chance or all right, and at the end of each lesson, we go back to the top and make sure we got them all down pat before we move on. I might have to write them down a few more times if I don't. On the way, en route, in the middle of, or midway is tochu. Tochu is written. Tochu is the. Tochu. There's too much movement. Ah, I remember it. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm on it. Tochu. X is to help or to assist with tetsuda, or to transmit a hand. Tetsuda. Dictionary or a lexicon is a jiten. Too spicy for a word. 10 for a rule. Next is a hot spring or hot spring spa, which is an onsen with warm. Put water in a plate drink. On and sen. Spring or a fountain with whiteness over. Looks like a fountain. Onsen. Shikatanai. Be annoyed, but also that it can't be helped or they're. To steal is nusumu. Nusumu. As in your next plate was a train, specifically a steam train, is going to be a Keisha? Keisha. Miss Keisha! That's right, it's Keisha. How do you write Keisha? The steam train. Right. Waters. Spirit for vapor. Keisha is a long distance train or a steam train. Tsuki wa Tanki Daigaku is a junior college with tan or small, short term, and ki for a period of time. Ki. Tanki Daigaku. I got that one right. Hai. Tanki Daigaku. Number 9 was a vocational school or a technical school, which was a senmon. Mongako. The go crawl to get chili to cool down is Hieru. Our ice. And swiftly or suddenly is Kuni. Roughly, suddenly, swiftly. Kuni. And a chance or opportunity is a chance or opportunity. Thanks for joining me, everybody, today. It's a pretty fun one. Sorry it's way earlier this morning than it usually is. But, yeah. Hope everybody has a good rest of your weekend. And have a fun Saturday, everybody. Thanks for watching. Domo arigatou gozaimashita. You all tomorrow.